I'm concerned about who actually flew to the island. So we'll do a big investigation. We'll figure out who went to the island. I don't care if it's Trump, RFK Jr., or Bill Clinton, who I'm pretty sure did. We want that list of names because we know who went to the island likely was involved in some, just child abuse.
I think no matter, yes, we should get more information. And I thought it was actually really weird that the administration invited a dozen some odd influencers to give them these binders that, reissued the same.
You know the story? There's two stories. Both stories start as this. There was an influencer meeting at the White House. They were brought to talk with J.D. Vance. That was it. And then abruptly, it was like Pam Bondi's team came in and said, here's the first piece of the Epstein files. Now the story splits into two. One was they intentionally scuttled them out the door where the press was to make a big moment. The other story is they were moving the people quickly out of the Rose Garden exit and didn't realize the press was going to make a big stink about it. I actually believe that it was an accident more so based on what I've heard, because Pam Bondi, here's what I think happened. She went on Hannity. She talked smack. I seen the Epstein documents. Oh, yeah, it's bad. Everybody heard her say that and said, okay, release them. And she went, oh, crap, because she didn't have them. So then she was like, I'll give them to some influencers. Then they get shuffled out the door in front of the press. The story goes 10 times bigger, and she goes, crap, now it's bigger, and I don't have anything. So I think it was an accident. And now, we'll see what happens. But anyway,
I don't think there's any amount of documents about this case that Pam Bondi can release that would satisfy some conspiracy-minded people around this, unless it's, whatever she releases, people will demand videos of their political enemies doing the worst things imaginable on camera, and Mossad being involved and orchestrating all this. Well, unless that comes out word for word, then nobody will be satisfied with no matter what will come out of this investigation.
As long as what the people previously, currently believe is confirmed in there, then they'll believe it. But that's part of the problem with this stuff. None of this, you're right, none of this will solve anything. No one's going to see whatever comes out and say, oh, well, man, I thought one thing and now I don't. That is not going to happen at all.
You need to have the person that is in their mind. Like you're saying, that has to be there. So if there's no Bill Clinton, everybody's going to be like, it's a cover up for the Clintons.
Yeah. If there's no Trump, Donald Trump, exactly.
Yeah, it's a cover up for the Trumps. But I just hope Pam Bondi discovers a PDF. If she wants to release the next batch of documents, I would really appreciate that. I have a bad feeling that paper is going to be followed up with little JVC tapes. So you're going to have to take those home, plug them up into those little video cameras.
8 tracks.
Yeah, hook it up to the TV, and that's how you're gonna have to view it.
I guess my biggest
there are more efficient ways to release this.
She's gonna release one single film reel spool, and just there you go. That's the information. Each document is a single frame, and the videos are all in that roll of film.
And it's gonna have to be that old film that has that silver nitrates in it, so it's super flammable. So you need a 100-year-old projector.
As she hands it to someone, she's handing it off just as they're installing a new window, which lines up with the sun and then just bursts into flames. Oh, geez, oh no, that was her only copy.
She gives it to the Gen Z conservative influencer. She's like, you know what to do with this. They're like, I don't even know what a DVD is. What do you mean I know what to do with this?
So I just want to have one last point here. Jeffrey Epstein's crimes and associates' crimes are obviously horrific and unspeakably evil, and I don't want to diminish that at all, but I think one of the issues I have here is that I feel as though most people know more about this Jeffrey Epstein stuff than a lot of tangible politics that could affect more of their life, or electoral stuff that could affect more of their life. So for example, right now in Georgia, there are 2 Democrat senators that could probably both be Republican, and Brian Kemp, the most popular Republican in Georgia, decided not to run for a seat that he would almost for sure be able to win. So instead of focusing on some important tangible politics that could affect a close Senate that's 50-50. I think Republicans actually have a couple of seat edge. It's Jeffrey Epstein stuff getting rehashed every single night. And I feel like we're missing on it's an important story again. And I don't want to diminish it, but I don't want you to become, so-called Epstein pilled in the head where you're missing any other bigger.
What do you think people in chat are saying about you?
I don't care because
Mossad.
I don't mind, but I'm not led by the chat. I think audience capture is probably the worst thing. I'm an anti-populist.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.